So, how to print capital A to Z? Is it the correct way? Everyone knows how to print capital A to capital Z using a
Yes,
loop.
ma'am.
So now in this, what should I write so that every alternate letter will become small letter? Pratik, you can also try this. You know this logic.
Uh, if the ASCII value is odd, then we are printing capital letter, and if it
Yes.
is even, we are printing the small letter.
That means if the ASCII value is odd, am I doing any changes? Or if it is even, am I doing some changes? If it is
When it is
odd,
even,
Even it
yes.
will
So,
change.
yeah, check this one. If it is this, what should I do to the character? Put it and then print it. Only for the even numbers, I am incrementing it to plus 32. Otherwise, it will directly print it as it is. Right? Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Same thing we can apply.
Yes.
Any confusion? See, everything, no? Whenever you get any time, anywhere, any question, focus the pattern. You will only get an idea. You should observe it. See, nobody will tell answers throughout your lifetime. Try to get the answer out of the question. Watch the question carefully. Is there any pattern? Just check what is happening. You question yourself by looking at the pattern. What is printed? Okay. 6, 8, then small b, small c. So it's going alternate. Every alternate character is a small letter. Then you find out how to do that, how to convert. Step by step you have to solve. First you try as it is. Then in that only we have to change this. Which characters we have to change, you will identify. So you have to solve it. And tomorrow we'll be going for a lot of tricky questions. Will be having a session where I'll just put a question like a test and you'll be given a marks then and there itself. Okay? So I'll be just giving you different questions tomorrow, all of you. So we'll be in the session only, but test will be going on. Parallel. Any other doubts from both of you?
no,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So did you try that rhombus isosceles one, isosceles triangle pattern? Or you have to still try it. You didn't try it. I think Shashikala didn't send me till up to that level. You sent me few answers, I think. You didn't go till the patterns of this pattern, like with the space one. You didn't send me these examples, no? You want to try today and send me those isosceles triangle patterns. Isosceles exactly the one this one. I think one or two you have done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This I want to get the answer. Somebody of you can try and give me this answer by tomorrow. See, not all the answers are there, but they will be complicated. First thing, if you go through the code also, you will not understand. First point, the logics will be unnecessary. They will write so many unnecessary logics. I am giving you the shortest logics, easiest logics. So better not to go through the net and see the solutions. So I'm going to the next topic. That is a new chapter because practice is also new. So we didn't attend last nested loops. Nested loops, I'll give you a lot of questions for exercise sake. So today we'll start with a new topic, arrays. Without explaining much theory about that, first I'll just go through the diagrammatic representation. Generally, when we write like this, you can imagine a background picture as separate variable locations. Separate locations as they may not be continuously stored in the system. They may be somewhere in the RAM, on the RAM, and you can store some data here. But now I'm trying to use a continuous block of memory, and I divided this block into 5 partitions, equal 2 bytes of partitions. Each of them is of 2 bytes only, and I'm just started counting, numbering it as this is the 0th cell, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are giving this whole thing a name called as, just like I'm giving A, this whole block name is A. Now, if whole block name is A, if I want to identify some particular cell in that block, which cell is this? I want to store 25 in this particular cell. These are all interconnected. I want to store 25 in that particular cell. Now, it is present in which cell? What is the name of that cell? If the whole block name is given as A. Can I directly say A is equal to 25? Okay. Just see if there are continuous 4 5 cells connected here. I gave some name here. Now if I say where is 25 stored in these 4 cells?
In 3.
In cell number 3. Now I am giving it as block B. I gave one more block. Again I numbered it as, and I said 30. Where is 30 placed? Where is 25 placed?
25 is placed in B1.
In that only B1?
B1 third cell.
In B1 third cell is 25. 30 is
B2 third.
third cell. So now the same representation I will do it is like this. Just I'm using this symbol for cell representation. B1 is a huge block. In that block, there is a block whose number is what? Is it okay? Is it like a clear representation? Is it okay?
Yes.
So
Yes, ma'am.
similarly, if I write now continuously, if I have to talk about all the cells of B1, how will I talk about B1 cells? If I have given the counting as, instead of 1, I started counting it as 0th cell, 1, 2, 3. Now, how will I talk about the first cell of B1? Which cell? What is the cell number? First cell number in B1 block.
1.
If we are counting from 0 instead of 1. See, counting starts from 0 in computers generally. 0th byte, 1 byte, 2 byte. We'll not count from 1 in computers. We'll start counting it as 0. 0 is the first cellth number. So if I have to represent first cell, what is the number we have to write here? If I write like this, 10 is stored in which cell?
0.
Okay. Now I am writing same thing, same symbol of square brackets, but I just mentioned 1. Where did I store this value?
First.
Check, is there any pattern kind of thing which is happening? If there were more cells, can I say here we are getting 100?
Yes, ma'am.
This is which cell in the whole block? Which cell number? Counting wise is 9, but actual counting wise which cell?
10th one.
Yes, this is the first cell whose numbering started from 0. So this is second. So this actual count is more than the system wise. System counting is lesser than the real time one. So if we see 9 here, the actual self count is 10th cell. According to us it is 10th, according to computer it is 9. So now if I have to do such a thing, can we use loops? Okay, if I did this concept, can I use loops instead of writing it manually 10 values in this block? I am starting from which cell till which cell? Cell starting from which number? Which cell?
So,
What is the first cell number?
0.
0.
0.
And what is the ending cell number?
9.
9. And how is the increment done on each cell from 0 to 9? What is the next number?
plus
Is it, yeah, so
Plus.
plus 1, we can say plus 1. Now, how are the values inserted in those cells? Values. The values which are inserted in the cell started from which number?
10.
Ended at which number?
100.
100.
What was the increment on it?
Plus 10.
Yes.
Each value increased by 10.
So that means, can I use a loop to do this job instead of manually writing this concept? One I'll take for cell numbering, one I'll take for the values. Because values are having different numbers, 10 onwards, cell numbering is starting from. So for let us take cell, value starts from 0. Values start from which number?
10.
10. So I can take both the values here. I want to start cell 0. I want to start two values we can initialize at a time in a loop also with comma. Now initial values of C is 0, V is 10. Till when we have to do this job? Okay. What are the increments on C? Done.
C plus plus.
And what is the increment on V? Done.
V plus
plus
is equal to
10. Fine. Means I can do not only one increment, I can do a lot of things. In the third step, that is increment job, you can do 2 increments, 3 increments, or 10 increments also. So here we have incremented two variables separately with two different logics. Here we have done two initializations, and here we have done two separate increments. Now how long we have to move? This loop should run either C0 to something or V10 to something. We didn't mention that limit. We gave the starting limit of the loop. Did we mention ending limit here? When should the loop stop, or till when the loop should run?
less than or equal to 9.
Which one?
C.
C less than or equal to 9. One is enough, or should I give both?
both.
Both.
Is
Both here.
is both required? Just see that. I said there are two students. One is counting from 0, one is counting from 10. I said till the first student finishes 10th count, you stop. You keep on incrementing. So first person started 1 count, 0. Second person started 10, 2, left 20, 3, 30, 4, 40, it goes on. I said both of them should do their job. Both of them should increment their jobs till when? Should I say that both reaches to some point, or if one reaches to 9 also I should stop? Is it enough?
Even one enough.
One is enough. I don't have to mention both because both are moving to increment orders. They have their own logics. I said both of you start your job, stop when C reaches to 10. That's what is the logic here. Either you write this terminating point, or if you don't want this, you can even mention this part. Both are not required here. Any one terminating. Stop when C reaches to 10 or stop when V reaches to process 100. Both are satisfactory. Fine. Now, what should we do? Loop we have set. Loop is properly running for 10 iterations only. In the 10 iterations, C will count from 0 to 9, and in the 10 iterations, V will count from 10 to 100 with an increment of plus 10. What should we do in this 10 iterations? I have done manually this here. Can you do it inside the loop? Same job? I want to assign values in that block, B1 block. Can you make use of this C and V variable to write this coding part, assignment part? Check the coding and check my requirement is this. Can you do this job using a single line, single statement inside the loop? 10 assignments I want to do. 10 values I want to store in B1 block, but using a loop. Anyone can tell this? Okay. Can you move on to the block, each cell of the block using a loop? Can you represent each cell of the block inside the loop? Okay. Yes. Okay, let us say. What is the first cell? Name of the first cell? Name of the first cell. Now, should I write it or can I put dots and say here as something like this? Can you print this on the screen? If I tell you to print this, will you manually print 0 to 10? Sorry, 0 to 9? Or can you do this printing using a loop? If I have to do this printing.
Using loop we can do.
Yeah. Now, can you do this printing using a loop? I want exactly this should be printed. Can we use a loop and print this? I want
Yes, ma'am.
yes. So, can I use this before that's a statement? Using a loop, can we do this? So, what should be the loop
Yes.
condition? If I have to just print that on the screen.
For I equal to I less than or equal to 9, I plus print uh, B1 bracket
Percent.
percentage
Comma I.
comma I.
Okay. Now the same thing, I said, can you do this job using a loop?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I take something like same loop, I'm just using the same loop, similar loop. Can I take? Sorry. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Then if you are able to do this using a single loop, can't you do that? I is starting from 0, j is starting from merge
10.
10. Till when we have to run the loop?
I less than or equal to
9. Or if you want, you can write both, or you can write only one also. You may not need this. Because if it is true, we will stop immediately. If it's false, we'll stop. We don't want this pattern. Any one is enough. As long as I does not reach to 10, we should repeat this job. What should we print here on the screen? Now, if I have to print that pattern, or I don't want to print now, I want to do assignment. Like I said, we have to assign in B of 0, 10. In B of 1, I should say 20.
B B B bracket percent D equal to percent D.
Okay. Percentile. I'm not printing. I'm talking about that number now. It's not printing now. I want a number here. Is it okay? Okay. B of I. What does it represent here? Is it B of 0?
Yes, ma'am.
Mathematically, just check syntax. I'll teach now. But if I see mathematically also, does it mean B of 0 as of now, according to the loop?
yes, ma'am.
Should we assign with which value?
J.
10.
J.
Uh,
Fine. Now, increment. What should be incremented on I?
Yes, plus.
And J.
Y plus 10.
So after this, it will go for this. These two things will happen. We'll come back to the condition. I is 1. 1 is less than or equal to 2. 9 is true. So now B of. So first time B of 0 was assigned with 10. Second time B of I is 1 and J is 20. Next again increment. B of I will become 2 and J will become, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Same way, if I ask you to print the same thing in reverse order, print all the values in reverse order. Can you print all these values? Now, to print the values, can I use a loop to print all those values? Starting from which cell number?
9.
9.
0.
Okay. If it's forward direction, this is the thing. To print the values present inside which block? B1 or B, whatever you have written, and which cell?
I.
Right.
I.
This will print in forward direction. If I have to print in backward direction,
I is equal to 9.
I is equal to 9
Greater than or equal
Greater
to
than or equal to 0.
and
Minus, minus.
okay. I want to print every alternate number starting from the first value. I want to just print alternate values starting from
I plus 2.
I plus.
Is this clear? Can you find the total of all the values? Can you sum it up by taking an initial sum as what have you learned? Like we have done, no, sum of n natural numbers. Now I want to find the sum of these all values present in 10 cells. What will you write?
Sum is equal to 0.
So we have learned, no, if I have to do sum of 10 natural numbers, do I start sum with 0 or there is a
Yes.
better coding? Or there is a better coding? Should I
Starting
start
with initial.
initial number of? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Then we have to start from which cell to which cell?
With first cell to, second cell. Even.
And what should we write here?
Sum equal to sum plus B1 of I.
Same way, can you search if 40 is found in the block or not? Whatever block we draw, we have some values inside it. We know the values right now, but I want to check, I want to search. Okay, let me say, search if 25 is there inside the block or not. 25 is present inside this block or not. Should I go cell by cell and check? Is it 25?
No.
So we are searching till which location? Search for 30 in the cell, in the block. Can you try? How to search?
First assigning a number,
Okay, I
some
want to
A of
search in block. So from where should we start searching? Searching means what? What should I search? This is my number I want to search. Is it there in this block or not? Searching means what exactly? Do we have 25 here or not?
If
Okay.
if number is equal to
mom,
20,
Num is equal
mom,
to
take a number. Some B of I equal to 25.
right? That's it. If num is equal to b of I, means in any of these locations if it's found, what should I do?
printf found.
Printf found. Then will this program tell about not found? Will it print a message that it's not found? Okay. For found, what is the code you will write? Start searching from which location?
If loop we can use.
For loop. If is not a loop, if is a decision control, decision making, conditional construct. We have to search in the block from which cell onwards?
So,
Should I search in all the cells? Program says search for this number in the whole block. Whole block means in all the cells. So what should I do here? If it's found, I should say it's
Label.
found. If
numbers equal to B.
Number double equal to
B of I.
B of I. If it is found, if it's matching, what should you say?
Found.
Printf found.
And after that, should I go to the next cell again and search, is it found? If it's found, break. So we can just stop immediately here. But is this program saying if you are searching for 25, will it stop anywhere and say that it's found? Or the loop will stop? Where will the loop stop if it's not found? If it's found, it will break at some point. If it's not found, when will the loop break? Okay, the data can be found in which locations? If it's found, it is found in which location? It may be found in which locations? Which cells?
0 to 9.
0 to 9. Means if it's not found in 0 to 9, is the loop going on 100 times or is the loop going to stop after some number?
It will stop after some number.
After, so at which number the loop breaks?
9.
At 9 will it break or at 10 it will break?
At 10, at 10.
Yes, so at 10. So if I find out when the loop broke, which variable is representing the cell numbers?
I.
I. So can I check I value and decide it's found or not found?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I say not found? Because for found already we have written it inside the loop only. After coming out of the loop, check when did the loop break. Did it break at 10? If it broke at 10, then it's not found. Right?
Yes.
Ma'am, we can write else also, no? Else.
If you write else, where? Here? Outside or inside?
Instead of break.
Instead of here. Okay, if I don't break, what will happen? Even if it's found, it will go on continuously in all the 10 cells. If I'm searching for 20, 20 is found in the second step only. But still it will go to the third cell, fourth cell, still it will search. The program is to just search is the number found in the block or not. It's not saying that count the